Mrs. Cassel here, and I want to talk to you about learning guides. The paper that I gave you, I probably have already told you is a learning guide, and the learning guide contains all of the instructions pretty much for all of the tasks that you need to do in order to complete an assignment. There is always a place at the top for your name. That's important because you need to turn the packet in at the end, and we'll talk about that in just a second. Keep this packet safe. It is where all your grades are kept until the end. A lost packet or missing work will result in having to start over. So it is super important for your for your learning guide to be in your folder every day. There's a title and then some more instructions. And these go for every single learning guide. Read and follow the steps in order. And there's an exception to that I'll explain in a couple of minutes. Failure to read and follow directions will result in redoing steps. Check in with me when you finish each step or need more assistance. So reading and following steps in order, that's super important. This packet has 14 steps, and this isn't pick 10 of them and you have the assignment done. We do all of them. I may shorten some for some people. I may encourage some other people to do more, but in general, everybody has to do all of them. We're going to talk a little bit more now about some in each packet or learning guide that you're going to get. Okay. There are some icons, and those are symbols to remind you of things. The pencil means that you need to write something down. That icon means there's a video to watch. In this case, there is a video and the QR code to get to the video, and there's a quiz associated with this video. And the next icon, or last icon that we have right now, is the classroom, Google Classroom. Those are in the step column to remind you that you need a pencil for one, you need to watch a video, there's a quiz, and something is in Google Classroom, or something to do in Google Classroom. Oh, and the last one, this one means we're going to do that as a class or in a group. So those are the 5 icons that we have. Okay. Next to the step column, where I put the number of the step and the little icons if they're needed. The second or this third column is each task that you need to do. And the fourth column is a purpose statement or questions that I would like you to think about when you do that step. For example, put your name at the top of this packet. And the purpose for doing that is responsible students put their names on things. And this column is the estimated due date, and this column is the day of the project that we're working on it. So, step 1, step 2, step 3, and step 4 are all due pretty much day 1. Now, those aren't the only things that you could do on day 1, but we're going to talk about that more a little bit later. Okay, step 5 is participate in getting to know you stations. Knowing your classmates creates a sense of community in our room. Having good relationships makes class more fun. And I want to get to know you too, so that's another reason why we're doing this. Now that's due day 2. Let's look at step 6 is due day 3. So this is the only thing we're doing on day 2. But for day 3, things that are due on day 3 are these 4 things. And see, day 4, only step 10 is day 4. And oops, I skipped one. I forgot 11. Okay, never mind. Well, we can live without number 11. Okay, number 12 is how to set a daily goal. That's due day 5. That's the only thing for day 5. And then 2 things are due day 6. Okay. Now, just because these things are due day 1 and this is due day 2 doesn't mean only work on these day 1, and as soon as you get all of these things done, stop and do nothing the rest of the period. Next step, I want you to do things in order. You can come to me and ask me, should I start on step 5 or should I do step 6? This packet, the answer will be, you could start on 2 things in the getting to know you. You could, interviewing a friend, find someone who, those require other people besides yourself. But which photograph speaks to you and draw your summer, those are independent. Those are things that you could do by yourself. So I would tell you that you could do, that you could start working on one of those. Okay, and I will explain more about that when we get there. You could go to step 6 and do the personality quiz and get that done, because I should have all of that in the in Google Classroom very soon. So I haven't done it yet because I wanted to do this video first. Sometimes that'll happen. Other times I might tell you to just relax and wait. It depends on what's coming up next in the learning guide. This gray box, there are there are point values. 10 points, if you participate with that very, very well, there are no problems. If you need to be poked and prodded and pushed into doing the assignment, that might be 5 points, or there was a problem with cooperation in the group things or whatever, 0 points if you did not do it. Up here, I want you to read and follow the steps in order. So, if you choose not to do these things, day 2, when the rest of us does them, I am going to be reluctant to let you go on to steps 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, and 14. I know every student is great at art, but I do expect you to try. The directions up here, read and follow the steps in order. I want everybody to try to read them. I know some people aren't great at reading. That's okay, but I want you to try to read them first. And if you don't understand or you need to clarify, you need to ask me to make sure that you understood, do that. If I don't know that you don't understand what something means, I cannot help you. Part of being resourceful is advocating for yourself, and that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for your for effort, and I'm looking for you to advocate for yourself. Okay? And ask for assistance when you need it. Okay? And I will be happy to show you or answer your question or whatever. So, looking for effort and communication. That's really important. Okay. In your packet, you'll also find any handouts that go along with it. And you don't have a piece of artwork that you're creating for this, but there's a big chart. And it's not in your packet because you didn't need it. But on the template that I have that I make my learning guides from, there's a chart like this. And this is the rubric. All the qualities of an assignment that would get you 100 points for each criteria, each thing that you're being graded on will go in that column. 90 points, 80 points, and on down. Then we'll add up how many you get in each category, and I'll divide it out, and we'll figure out your progress book grade from there. And one of my favorite things of this style of teaching is that we sit down together and grade your art assignment. I get to sit down and talk with you about art, which is one of my favorite things to do with my students. That also helps me to get to know you more and hear what you have to say about your art, and I get to comment about your art right there with you. And let me tell you, I am not out to get anyone. I want us to just talk about your artwork, and we agree on the grades that, on the grade that you get, okay? Many times I have had students or picked a rating that was lower than what I felt that they deserved. Because I'm watching you, and not in a creepy way, but I watch what students do, and I'm here to help you. And I see people, I see your effort. So doesn't mean I'm always going to pick one high, pick a rating higher than what you do, but it happens frequently. That's a learning guide. Now, somewhere in this video, you may have noticed a word that popped up. My question for you is, if we go back up here to step 3, watch the video on learning guides, then come to see me to answer a question. Okay, the question is, what was the word that popped up in the video? And I want you to come tell me. I would like you to not yell it at me across the room. Come up to me and tell me quietly. And if you don't know the word, or you come up and tell me some other weird random word, that's not going to count. If you're not sure it doesn't matter what you know what the word means, because I'm not going to put any inappropriate word on there. If you don't know what it means, that's okay. I'm not asking you what it means. I'm just asking you to tell me the word. If you get close pronouncing it, if you don't pronounce it exactly perfect, that is fine. I'm perfectly happy with that. So, if you didn't see the word pop up, go find it in the video and then come tell me. This is to get the question right, or questions right, and otherwise you got to go back and watch the whole thing again. So that is everything that I would like you to know about working through a learning guide to accomplish an assignment. So find the word, come see me, and thanks for watching.